Welcome. Today, we will explain how demand and supply works. How demand and supply determines the price of anything, be it goods or service, cryptocurrency or anything whatsoever. Before we begin, subscribe to our channel for more educational content like this, and turn on the notification bell in order to stay updated whenever we drop a new video. Let's go straight to the point. There are two factors that determine the value or price of any goods or service, cryptocurrency, or any commodity whatsoever. These factors are demand and supply. Demand and supply affects the value of anything in our day life. For example, coin A, which has a total supply or quantities of 1 billion, and has a value of $5 per one, doesn't mean that coin B, with the same supply of 1 billion, will also have the same value. In fact, coin B value could be less than $0.1. Here are factors to consider, to determine the demand and supply of anything. But before we continue, here is the key point you should take note of. The buying quantity is the demand, while the selling quantity is the supply. 1. Demand and supply is calculated based on the market buy and sell quantities. 2. To determine demand and supply, the quantities that are not in the market are not included. In a situation whereby all phones are the same, that is, all seller phones are the same, no phone is better than the other. Let's take these two scenarios as an example. First scenario. 1 million people own an iPhone 14 each. 1,000 of these 14 iPhone owners are willing to sell, but there are only 100 people that are willing to buy one each. There are 1,000 sellers in the market, which is the same as 1,000 supplies, and 100 buyers, which is 100 demand. So in this case, the supply is more than the demand. The majority of the sellers will not be able to sell their iPhone, simply because there are only few buyers, and again, these few 100 buyers are likely to buy from those sellers with the most favorable price. That is, the lowest price in the market. For instance, if the normal market price of an iPhone 14 is $1,000 per one. In this situation whereby there are only few buyers, 90% of the sellers will be in a hurry to sell their iPhone since there are only few buyers. And for sure they knew after all this 100 buyers, there will be no more buyer to sell to. The majority of the sellers tend to reduce the price of their iPhone, in order to attract a buyer and sell on time. As there are only 100 buyers, it's of no doubt that the 100 buyers will purchase their iPhones from the sellers with the lowest price, including me and you, which in this case is between $770 to $800, which is lower than the market price. 50 buyers will purchase from sellers in number 7, who sells at the lowest price, while the remaining 50 buyers will purchase from sellers in number 6. The sellers in row number 7 and 6 will sell their iPhone in due time due to their price. In this case, the value of iPhone drops from $1,000 to $800 or below. In this kind of scenario, where the supply is more than the demand, this is the kind of market movement that will occur. And if this trend continues, the value of the iPhone tends to drop more and more. Second scenario. 1 million people own an iPhone 14. But just only 100 of them are willing to sell, and 1,000 people are willing to buy one each. Don't forget the key point. The buying quantity is the demand, while the selling quantity is the supply. There are 100 sellers, which is 100 supply, and 1,000 buyers, which is 1,000 demand. In this situation, the demand is higher than the supply. 900 of the 1,000 buyers will not be able to purchase the iPhone, simply because there are only few sellers. iPhone is scarce in this situation, and this will make majority of the sellers increase the price of their iPhone. In this situation whereby there are only few sellers, and more buyers in the market, these buyers will want to purchase their iPhone in due time, since there are only few sellers. These sellers tends to increase the price, and these buyers will have no choice than to buy from them at the high price. Remember, there are few sellers, and if you do not buy on time, you might not be able to buy any more. Most times, the buyers also do increase the price in which they will buy, in order to attract a seller, and purchase their iPhone on time. This will also increase the market price, as there are only 100 sellers. It's of no doubt that the 1,000 buyers will purchase their iPhones from the sellers with the most favorable price, which in this case is between $1,200 and $1,210, which is still more than the market price. And when there are no more sellers within this price range, they move on to the next sellers, within the range of $1,210 upward. In this case, the value of the iPhone increases from $1,000 to $1,214 and above. In this kind of scenario, where the demand is more than the supply, this is the kind of market movement that will occur. And if this trend continues, the value of the iPhone tends to increase more and more. This is how demand and supply affects everything. A product has incredibly high quantities, doesn't mean it will have a low value. Also, a product has a low quantity in existence doesn't mean its value will be high. Remember, only the quantities in the market determines the demand and supply, which will therefore determine the price of the product. These apply to the value of everything, either stocks, shares, real estate or also cryptocurrencies. Please subscribe for more educational content like this video, and turn on the notification bell in order to stay updated whenever we drop a new video. See you in our next video. Bye.